everyone, welcome to a full moon card reading. Today is the full moon in Gemini, a very exciting time for us to learn new things about ourselves and of course about the world around us. And today we're going to look at the things that we should know, how we should use this Gemini full moon to our advantage, what we're releasing, and just anything else that wants to come up. Before we start with the card reading, let's talk about the sign of Gemini, which the moon is in today. So a Gemini moon usually talks about versatile energy, about communication skills, about how we can enjoy the world around us from a perspective that we've never seen before. And I think this is all about being open, all about thinking about new possibilities. Sound is another thing to do with Gemini sign, so hearing things in a different way, noticing things, for example song lyrics or way people say things to us, their tone of voice, or something that we haven't noticed in the past and now it will sort of suddenly make sense to us. That's one of the ways that we can use this Gemini moon to our advantage. In romance and in relationships, Gemini moon brings on playful energy, brings on flirtatious quality and a spark to the eye. So you know, you might be sort of noticing that you start liking different things in people that you perhaps didn't notice before, or that you didn't think that you would like. So again, just loads of openness from Gemini moon. I think something that we should be careful about in the Gemini moon is low impulse control. So what I would say here is don't act out of anger, don't act out of impulse. Give yourself that time to think about things. So if someone like pisses you off, or if someone does something that upsets you, think about whether the reaction will have any positive outcome for you, if it's just going to cause more negativity, if it's just going to cause more of a spiral. So sometimes I would say, like, take time out, even like set a timer on your phone for like 10 minutes, take some deep breaths and see how you feel afterwards. If you still feel the same way, then maybe yes, you do want to approach the situation in that way, but I would say think about the possible outcome. So if you're going to be pissed off and then argue with someone back, what's the likely outcome from that going to be? So low impulse control is something to look into during this Gemini full moon. With that being said, let's have a look at our reading today. Let's start with our Moonology oracle cards to set the mood. Gemini full moon. Gemini full moon. Be bold and make the first move. Very nice. We're going to look at what we're perhaps taking the first move, or we're making the first move towards. What's the first step for us here? What are we going towards? And second card is your commitment is being tested. Again, I would say this really relates to acting out on impulse, and I think setting boundaries with taking the first step, or the first, doing the move towards whatever you want. I think it's about realizing, from what we said in our last card reading actually, about the strategy that we're taking, whether it's a strategy coming out of our hearts with positive attitude, whether it's something out of fear, whether we're acting out on impulse, or whether it's something that we really want and that we've considered the outcomes of. Let's, oh goodness me, let's, one flew on the floor, let me just pick that up. Let's look at our angel cards. Gemini full moon. Confidence. I know what I want is what this card says. I sense myself and in everything I do, and I know what I want. Confidence. I think we are going towards something that we've really wanted and that we've desired for a long time, and right now we might feel like our commitment is being tested because we may be thinking it's taken a bit too long, or we're not quite sure whether it's still something that we do desire. And I think it's just a big challenge. It's just asking us to really stand in our power and think about the decisions that we're making and be confident in the decisions that we make, you know, at the same time considering the possible outcomes, because if it's not going to be something that you can use to your advantage, to your growth, then why do it, you know? Right, let's grab some more cards. Gemini Full Moon. Be careful with your thoughts is what this is saying. Everything that you think about, everything that you say about yourself, the world, automatically manifests. Again, this would just relate to perhaps if someone like pisses you off, or if someone says something that you don't like, the way you react to it, the way that you handle it, the things that you say or think are very important in that situation. They teach you about yourself, but they also teach you about the things that you really want and desire in your life, what you're willing to tolerate. And so every challenge or every person that comes into your path, whether they bring something positive or something negative, look at it as a blessing. Look at it as something that's going to move you forward. Even if this is something hurtful, it's something that you can grow on from. So just, you know, notice your thoughts and always think, how can I use this to my advantage? If you can't use it to your advantage, just let it go. Dreams come true. So yeah, things are coming together. I think the wait is over is what's coming to mind. You know, we have been waiting a long time. Our commitment may have been tested, and it may have felt like, you know, it's like, where is this dream that I've had? And with this card that said take the first step or make the first move, it's just about keep going, I would say. This is the energy that I'm getting. So let's have a look at what are we moving towards, and any other messages to do with Gemini Full Moon. Oh my god, can you believe it? 10 of Cups, our first card. Wow, it really is dreams come true. Yeah, everything that we've wanted in this Gemini Full Moon is manifesting, is coming together. And the bottom of the deck is the Tower in reverse. So I think the testing times are over. The challenges that you were meant to go through, you did go through, and this is your reward. Like, you know, you did everything right. So right now at this point in time, as you're listening to this card reading, congratulate yourself, like pat yourself on the back and say to yourself, you did it. You actually did it. And here it is. Here is the reward. So whatever you wanted is here. It's readily available. So let's see if there's anything blocking us from it, or what are we waiting for still? When is this 10 of Cups coming true for us? Why is it showing itself during this full moon? Judgment card in reverse and the 5 of Wands in reverse. I think maybe you weren't listening to yourself and your intuition, and you gave space to people to tell you what to do in the past. And you didn't know your voice. I think this is what this is saying. Like, you didn't know if what you were thinking or saying was correct, if it was accurate, and you were listening to other people and their opinions, and that was preventing you from having this 10 of Cups, because it wasn't your voice, it was other people's voice, like telling you you can't do it, or don't do it, or this is not the right way of doing things. Which this confidence card, again, is just pointing that out. Like, trust yourself. Trust your feeling. This card, you know, it's in Czech, but if I translate it, it says, I fully acknowledge and I am sure in my own actions. I know what I want, you know, and this is the vibe that we should be carrying on. This is the vibe. So Judgment being in reverse, it's time to turn that around. Connect with yourself and trust your intuition fully, and get rid of all that confusion. Like, I think I say this every full moon, but sit down with yourself and think about what you really want. Not what other people say that you should have or you should do, but what you want. Because that's really important right now. And I think that's what's going to move you towards this 10 of Cups, the ultimate happiness card. You know, the ultimate satisfaction in life, emotional satisfaction, because cups are emotions, they're water energy. So, you know, what do you really want is what just keeps coming up here for me. let's clarify, or let's bring in some more information. Gemini full moon, what's happening here? Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. Independence, confidence in yourself, connection to your inner knowledge. So I think the message here is very clear. If you haven't been listening to yourself and you've been preferring other people telling you what to do, or you've been sort of, perhaps you've been making a decision, or you knew what you wanted, but last minute you sort of asked somebody, what do you think? And they told you the exact opposite. Oh, I think that you shouldn't do this, or I think that you should do this, or let this person go, or don't do it this way. And suddenly you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do it that way then. You weren't acting out from your inner knowledge. You weren't acting out from your intuition. You were acting out from confusion and perhaps fear. And that's what has been preventing that 10 of Cups from happening. Let's clarify this further. What is this talking about? Why is this card here? I want to know. Be bold and make the first move. Why is this card here? Be bold and make the first... all these cards. The first move. King of Wands. Yeah, for sure. You need to ignite that fire inside of you. Like, you need to be doing this for you. Whatever it is. Yeah. The King of Cups. We got the King of Wands and the King of Cups. Fire and water energy. This is about inner peace. This is about, honestly, what you want. So again, I'm going to suggest that you sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what do you want? What makes you happy? What makes you settled? Like, I always think, if it's not easy, or if it's not helping you grow, and it's hindering your progress, then you need to let it go. Because you want to keep things in your life that are beneficial challenges. Not everything is easy in life, of course. Some things will feel more easier and natural than others, and you'll feel really in that flow. And you'll feel like, yeah, this is great, like this is what I was meant to do, or this is fulfilling to me, and I'm like, oh, at peace, this is so easy. For example, you found like a hobby where you feel really like settled and everything makes sense. Then things may come that may be more challenging, and then it's up to you, with the Judgment, as we said, to trust your intuition, have that confidence in your decisions and your actions, that you will decide whether the challenge is something that's going to be of benefit to you, and it's going to move you forward, and it's going to help you elevate. Then you will push through with that strength, with the King of Wands energy. If it's a challenge that's hindering you, it's making you doubt yourself, it's making you feel less than, it's making you take steps back, which is the exact opposite of what this card is saying. Make the first move. So if we translate that, take the next step, then you need to let it go. This is about harmony. Again, we've got water and fire. They're direct two opposites of each other. So it's about harmonizing yourself, like thinking about, do I want this? Is this of benefit to me? Is it useful? Is it going to make me grow? And literally ask these questions when it comes to a challenging situation, or when it comes to any situation. As I said in the beginning, you know, we talked about the Gemini full moon, the impulse control, not acting out on impulse. By the way, impulse isn't about free spiritedness or being free-minded or being creative. Impulse is like acting out of fear most of the time, and acting out of a place of low vibration. So not gonna act on impulse and be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just do it then, when I know, because I do know, that it's not going to do anything for me. It's just going to hinder things, and it's going to make me go backwards, right? So very interesting. And also, we said in the beginning, you know, about our thoughts. This is about thinking about ourselves as well, the way we speak to ourselves, the way we encourage ourselves to carry on, you know, about being independent and realizing it is our responsibility. No one else can tell us what to do. Of course, yeah, it's good to have people's opinions. Yeah, sure, they can be something to consider, but they shouldn't be directing our lives. We should ultimately make our own decisions on how to proceed. So when it comes to dreams come true, we said about 10 of Cups, but let's see if there's any clarity about What dreams are coming true for us? What dreams are coming true? Okay, Justice in reverse. You know what? You're accepting your shadow side. Is what the dream come true is, because you are getting to know yourself on a completely different level, and this is opening the doors to things that you couldn't even imagine in the past. So if you wished for a relationship, what's the book? Six of Wands in reverse. You allow yourself to be the star, to shine. Yeah, you're completely, you're moving away from the person that you used to be, and especially leaving behind the traits of a person who would hold themselves back, who wouldn't accept all of their sides, especially the shadow side. Shadow side is accepting our fears, accepting our traumas, working with our traumas, looking at how, you know, how we can, again, use that to our advantage. Just keeps coming to my mind, like, how can you use any negative to your advantage? How can you grow from it? And that's what keeps coming up. So the dream come true is that you are becoming who you were meant to be. And of course, with that, when you're in alignment with yourself, everything falls into place. We did have 10 of Cups here, and I don't think we could have gotten a better card apart from the Sun. So, you know, yeah, this is really exciting. And again, congratulate yourself, because it's not easy to do, but you have done your due diligence here. You've done your job. You've done what you were supposed to do. And I do feel like there is like one more step. So there may be something else, but only you know what the final step is. Maybe it's releasing something. I just heard in a card reading yesterday, I think it was the High Priestess Healing Tarot. I really like her readings. And she said, release to receive. And I really resonate with that. Release to receive. Once you release what no longer serves you, you are opening yourself up to receive anything that's of benefit to you right now. Anything that you may need. Sometimes it comes in a way that you didn't think it would come. You didn't think it was what you needed, or you certainly didn't want it that way, but it was necessary. You needed it. And you're always protected. The Seven of Wands, you're always protected, no matter what comes your way. So just know that when things may be a bit gloomy, it is for a reason, and things will look up soon, because you're always protected. Yeah. The Nine of Wands here. You're no longer the wounded warrior. You're no longer the victim of your circumstance. You are coming towards the Ten of Cups here. You're no longer linger in the old energy of like, oh, poor me. You know you're the creator. You know that if you want something, you need to make the conscious decision and the steps to achieve it. You need to power through with the King of Wands, or you need to let it go, baby. Like, bye, see you later. You no longer serve me. I'm going towards my 10 of Cups. Oh, lovely. The Page of Cups. Yeah, for some of you, this is a relationship, if that's what you want. A message that will be life-changing, coming in fast. So let's have a look at what's testing our commitment with this card. What's testing it, or why are we being tested? What's the point of this? Six of Wands, now upright. I think this is a test again of your confidence, of how much you've developed your relationship with yourself. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. First quarter moon. So it's just like a one part of you to realize that it's not everything. Okay, yeah. Death and rebirth. And this naive energy. I think you're starting from scratch. There is something about letting go of this idea of yourself and the person that you should be, or that you were told or you thought in the past that you should be, and finally stepping into your full power with that full confidence in your decisions, in your thoughts, in everything that you do, knowing yourself fully. Even when you're being tested, standing your ground, like knowing who you are, realizing that all you need is yourself, confidence, and you're always protected, that you know, be open to everything that may come your way, and 10 of Cups is surely here as the outcome. 10 of Cups is something that you are walking towards. Yeah, the moon in reverse. Things are being unveiled to you. In this Gemini full moon, things are being unveiled. Yeah, there is something really being rediscovered about yourself. What keeps coming to mind is that you are the key to everything, and you of course know that. Know this is not new information. You are the key to everything, and I think you're really learning this, and you are learning to accept all parts of yourself. You're accepting shadow side, light side, this zen, relaxed side, this fiery, impulsive side who just, you know, goes full speed ahead. Somebody who's not just going to settle. And I think this is what the new full moon in Gemini is bringing you right now. Let me look in my little book of moons. There we go. Just going to have a look if there's anything that we could relate to. Yeah, take advantage of these extroverted, outgoing days to check in with everybody. So maybe you might be feeling a bit more extroverted. Expressive comes to mind. Maybe you want to express a new side of yourself. When it comes to romance, explore, let the conversation roam with lightness and humour. That's just not for romance, that's for everything. I think this is about, again, exploring and accepting things and viewing things from a completely different perspective. Yeah, no longer being alone. Yeah. Queen of Cups, intuition. Yeah, 9 of Cups reverse. Yeah, I think you're really just getting to know yourself. You're becoming who you were always meant to be, and that should be enough, you know? I think maybe that's one of the tests. Always the need to want more, the need to have more, the need to finally already be here at the 10 of Cups. Like, I want to be here. Yeah, you will be there. You are already there. Just work through this first. Like, this is yours. Accept yourself. Be yourself. If you are doing that, pat yourself on the back. Say to yourself, I did it. And now I affirm I'm open to my 10 of Cups. Whatever your 10 of Cups is. Because it's here. It's readily available. Very exciting. So that's your reading for the full moon in Gemini. All the best. If you feel like sharing, please share what your 10 of Cups is. What you're heading towards. What you might be even going through right now. If you like the video, please give it a little thumbs up just so I know that you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next reading. Take care.